you been to the forest along the Rio Grande River? We call it the Bosque. The Bosque is not like the zoo, where the animals are right there on display for you to see. You have to use your eyes and ears very carefully to find evidence that animals live there. Lots of wild animals like to live there amongst the trees, the bushes, the river, the ground, all over the forest. You have to be a bit of a nature spy to see them. Animals get scared, and they don't want to be anywhere near us. So the quieter you are, the more you'll get to see. You can find amazing things there. Can you guess what's up in that tree? It's a porcupine. Porcupines live all throughout the forest and spend most of their time up in the cottonwood trees. They're nocturnal, and they sleep during the day. This one is very young and very active. This one here was seen on the ground. It is much bigger. Can you see the light shining through its quills? One of my favorite things to do as an educator is to show students specimens of things that live in the bosque. In this video, we'll show you some specimens from our forest. A specimen is an example of a living thing. Porcupines are covered with quills. Quills are sharp and pointy, and they defend the porcupine from predators like coyotes and bobcats. Here are some quills. Quills are made out of the same thing as your hair and fingernails, and they're light and hollow like a feather. So if the porcupine has to swim, it can. Porcupines cannot shoot their quills at you. That is a myth. And they make a special antibiotic on the end of the quill, so if they poke themselves, they will not get infected. Can you guess what this is? The porcupines spend most of their days up in the cottonwood trees because they eat what's called cambium. Cambium is the soft hair-like bark under the hard bark of the tree. It looks like this. It's very, very soft. This is cotton from a cottonwood tree. It is the fluffy bits that the female, the girl cottonwood trees, make to catch the pollen that's carried by the wind in order to make seeds. It's very, very soft, and it is fun to find in the forest after it falls. Cicadas are really cool creatures. They live all throughout our forest, and they look like this. You might hear cicadas in the summertime when it's hot. They make sounds like this. They make those sounds by rubbing their wings together. This cicada here lost its wings, but you can still see its front face, its bottom, and how big it is when it's a full adult after shedding its skin. While you're walking through the forest, you might come across two different parts of a cicada. One is its exoskeleton. The exoskeleton looks like a shell of the old cicada, and it'll cling to bushes and trees. Exoskeletons are the skin that the cicada leaves behind when it grows its wings. It has to shed its skin like a snake so it can have enough room to grow its wings. The exoskeletons are left behind, and they look a little bit like an alien. They're very light and very delicate. Skeleton leaves are really beautiful and delicate. When leaves fall from a tree, they start decomposing, breaking away into little bits into the ground. The last thing that's left are the veins from the leaf. The veins in a leaf are just like ours. Look at your skin. You see the blue lines underneath your skin? Those are your veins, moving blood through your body. The veins in a leaf move sugar and water. A skeleton leaf, or a lacy leaf, are the veins that are left behind before the leaf fully decomposes. If you look very carefully, you might be lucky enough to find one. Can you guess what animal this skull came from? Look carefully at its front teeth. What do they remind you of? Imagine having big eyes and long, big ears. That's right, it's a rabbit. Notice how the specimens we're showing you today are small and brown, and they're very hard to find camouflaged in the forest. But don't worry, if you're patient enough and careful enough using your eyes and ears and working like a nature spy, you'll find specimens of your own while you're in the forest.